Well, I've been a client of Galson services for about 8 months, and I continue to use them because they provide excellent customer service and timely response.
So I've been a client of Galson Laboratories way longer than he's been a client of Galson Laboratories because their service has been exceptional. I've probably used Galson for my industrial hygiene sampling and analysis for the past 5 to 8 years.
We use several Galson services, including the client portal, the free pump program, and the 24-hour response chat.
So we typically utilize, depending upon the research projects that we're working on or the services we're providing, we can use Galson services for pump rentals. We also just truly appreciate the expertise that Galson has on call at any moment when we call them up. They give us a prompt, accurate response related to NIOSH methodology, related to sampling. And so as we're training our students at the University of Arizona College of Public Health, it becomes a great learning tool for those students to engage directly with Galson, and helps them to feel much more comfortable about the sampling that they're out in the field trying to do.
Well, we really appreciate the free pump loan program and the 24-hour service because there are times where we're in the field and we need to do some last-minute sampling for something we haven't anticipated, and we may be halfway across the country outside of our office and we need to get some extra pumps, perhaps some extra media, and Galson has been very responsive at providing that at the drop of a hat.
The services that I appreciate most from Galson has been their professionalism and the access that my students have to their expertise, so that we can use Galson actually as a training tool for our students to understand what it's really like in the professional sector to engage with NIOSH methodology to collect samples in a real world environment, and that interface between academia and that analytical services that exist in the real world, if you will, becomes a great learning tool for them. And again, Galson's there in their professional capacity. Their information is always accurate, it's timely, and so it gives the students a great foundation to build from.
I would say Galson's customer service is what best separates them from the competition. I've worked with probably a dozen different laboratories in my former consulting years, and Galson by far has provided the best and most timely customer service. You pick up the phone or you send an email, even if it's late in the day, you typically get a response, and Galson is consistent with that type of high-level customer service.
In my mind, the things that separate Galson from the competition in the analytical world is the kind of the partnership that I feel I have when I interact with Galson. I truly feel like they're on my side. They're there to help solve the problems that I am facing, and the accessibility, regardless of what part of the country I'm in, to accessing those Galson services has been very appreciated.
Galson has helped me several times in the field where I needed to come up with some last-minute sampling media or pumps, and for instance, if I was at a site where they didn't plan to run a particular operation and I needed to get some extra pumps in a type of sampling media that I didn't have with me at the time, I was able to get that media from Galson within 24 hours and still meet the deadline of the production run to be able to sample for that analyte.
Galson Labs has really come through for me consistently, but one particular incident was a very large research project that had a huge amount of analytical associated with it, but the budget was still relatively tight, and so Galson really worked with us to find a win-win solution to provide the analytical services that we needed in the budget that we had available to us.
I would certainly recommend Galson to friends and coworkers and other people in the industry, and I have done just that.
I would recommend Galson Laboratories to a friend or associates, and I frequently do recommend Galson because, again, that consistency of service, that professionalism, that dependability, and that partnership are key to success. Because we can communicate back and forth across that private sector and academia environment, we can understand what the real world issues are that they're facing at a firm like Jonathan's at Sherwin-Williams, and then translate that into training and support for the students that come through the program so they're more marketable when they reach the job sector at graduation. Galson provides support for that along the way because of the service, again, that we receive related to the analytical, the data that's generated, the reports that are provided, and then the accessibility of the professionals at Galson to answer questions for the students. You know, they translate that upon graduation to the new jobs that they land out in that private sector, and I think that almost, you know, that creates kind of this consistent thread throughout their professional, academic and professional training.